Well, hello everyone. So I found myself with some spare time on my hands and I didn't know what to do or where to go. A friend of mine suggested I take a trip to Mono Lake. So I drove 6 hours to Mono Lake. And you can see it right here behind me. So I like the outdoors. I like coming to remote locations where there aren't any people. And you can see that there's no one for miles. It's really quiet. Lots of bugs though. They keep bombarding me. Anyway, so I decided to come out to Mono Lake because it had an interesting kind of background to it. Apparently it's been around for millions of years. And I think in the 80s, LA County decided to start draining it to supply water to Los Angeles. And it has no outlet, so there's no water in, water out. And so what happened over time was that bugs bugs happened over time. So what happened over time was that the salinity level rose, and it's not toxic like it is in Salton Sea, because that's a whole different situation. But it's got a salinity that's now at a pH, I think, of like 10, which means it's alkaline, and it's also very dense. So if you know anything about the Dead Sea, that has a very dense saline salt level in it, which means you're of a very high buoyancy. You float, and Mono Lake is considered to be the U.S.'s Dead Sea. I am not going swimming in it. Many people do, I guess. Apparently, some of the old timers they claim that a dip or for a swim in it cures all illnesses, but yeah, we're not trying that. Anyway, but also with erosion over time, they have something called tufas. They are calcium carbonate deposits that have these kind of interesting structures to them, and we'll go take a look at those a little later. But it's beautiful out here. I mean, just take a look around. It's so quiet. I had no planning in coming here. It was just completely on a whim. I had to drive all the way through Yosemite Park, and I'd never been to Yosemite before, and wow, that was amazing. Maybe I have to do a trip back there one day and make a video there. Maybe camp out or something, I don't know. There's some great lakes in there that are amazing. But for right now, we're here at Mono Lake. I have an idea to... there's also June Lake, which is not far from here, which looks really, really spectacular. I don't know what it's like when I actually get there, but the weather's good, so hopefully it'll be great. Sadly, there's no drone flight allowed in Mono Lake Park, so I cannot send the drone up, unfortunately. I would love to, but I don't want to risk getting $1,000 or $2,000 citation. Let's not do that. But in a little bit here, I'll drive down to, I'll see if I can see the tufas down there, and I'll get a close-up of those guys for you, because they fascinate the crap out of me. When I looked at the pictures online, they were pretty interesting looking. So we'll head out in a little bit and we'll go take a look at those. So this is the trail that leads down to the tufa, the calcium carbonate deposits. There's another side trail that goes over here, so I'm going to see how close I can get to the tufa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's T-U-F-A. Sounds like tufa. I wouldn't say tuffa, right? But let's see. It looks pretty cool though. No climbing on the tufa. But hey, look, we can get right up close to it. So we've got a sign here. Petrified Springs. I guess this is how the tufa form. Calcium-rich springs flow up through the lake bottom. The calcium bonds to the carbonates in the lake water. Together they form calcium carbonate, a type of limestone. This solid material builds on itself, gradually forming a tufa tower. When the lake level drops, the exposed tufa stops growing. So, right over here, we can get up close and personal and take a look at this. It's cool. It kind of looks a bit like coral. Okay, so the trail wanders on down further. Let's see how close we can get to the water, because that's kind of where I'm interested to go. Alright, so we're getting right down to the water here. This is cool. This is what I was hoping for. You can see that the water is a little bit murky, as you'd expect with the all the deposits, the sodium and the calcium and all of that. Thick and heavy with salt, or should I say dense with salt. You can see over there, that's the island that's in the middle. I imagine you can probably swim to that or boat to that or something. The water looks blue. Look at that. A beautiful day. So I guess you can see that there are gulls and other birds on the water. I would have thought there'd be nothing for them to eat in this water, but maybe I'm wrong. Well, that answers my question. Underwater flies. Alkali flies. That's what they're feeding on, I guess. You can see lots of those little sandflies.